Mr. Trump revealing a new policy proposal in an interview with NBC News, pledging that during his second term, the popular and pricey fertility treatment IVF would be free.
So we are paying for that treatment.
All Americans who want it?
For all Americans that get it. All Americans that need it. So we're going to be paying for that treatment, or we're going to be mandating that the insurance company pay.
The former president not providing specifics about how the procedure, which costs about $20,000 per cycle, would be paid for. A massive healthcare expense after Mr. Trump and congressional Republicans tried multiple times to repeal the Affordable Care Act in his first term.
Yep, that's Trump recently announcing a new policy proposal that you should definitely take with a grain of salt. He stated that during his second term, if elected, Americans would get free IVF treatments. As you can tell, he was light on the details of who would actually be paying for those treatments. Maybe it's the government, maybe it's forcing insurance companies to cover it. Maybe it's Mexico. I think Mexico probably will pay for it. They have a real interest in us making sure our pregnancies happen. His running mate, J.D. Vance, is insisting that insurance companies would be the ones footing the bill. He's also just guessing, but take a look.
Well, look, I think you have insurance companies that obviously are forced to cover a whole host of services. The president explicitly said that he wants insurers to cover additional fertility treatments. I think it's also important to point out that it's become way too expensive to raise a family in this country, John, thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. A lot of young families feel like they don't have the ability to buy a home to raise a family in. They can't afford groceries if they have additional children. You can't separate the pro-life issue from the fact that it's become way too expensive to afford a family thanks to Kamala Harris's policies, and that's the thing that Donald Trump most wants to change.
Aside from the fact that J.D. Vance makes it clear whenever he responds to a Trump proposal that they don't talk. They don't talk on the phone. He's like, well, it's clear from his public statements. I think you can extrapolate that he would or wouldn't do this. I don't have the guy's number. He occasionally texts me. But also this comes on the heels of the Republican Party wanting to even punish failed IVF treatments, wanting to punish clinics that are throwing away or having to dispose of failed embryos or embryos that are extra and can't be used in IVF treatment. So it's quite a flip from where they've been trying to go. There are certain IVF organizations that have many clinics under them, like thousands of clinics under them, that just in 2022, for example, performed nearly 400,000 of those procedures, and at $20,000 a pop, that's right there an nearly $8 billion expenditure that needs to be somehow covered. This morning, Steve Doocy pressed RNC co-chair Lara Trump about the new policy. Here's what she had to say.
Nobody saw this coming. He said if he wins, he would make IVF free. Didn't say how it would work or who would pay for it. Where'd that come from?
Well, I'm sure Donald Trump, unlike Kamala Harris, will actually articulate the ways in which he will go about doing such a thing. Here's what the Democrats are running on, Steve. They are running on emotion, vibes, and abortion. You saw the mobile abortion van that they had at the DNC. You could get a taco and an abortion right outside. Really nice. Wow, what a great thing for America. That is what they're running on, and they continue to lie about Donald Trump and his stance on abortion and IVF. Donald Trump has said multiple times, I will not sign a federal abortion ban. They continue to lie about that. They continue to lie, as did Tim Walz in his speech at the DNC about Donald Trump's stance on IVF. Donald Trump wants more babies in America, not fewer. He is very pro the miracle that IVF has given to so many families across this country.
Yeah, also that's a lie. Outside the DNC, you could get a taco and an abortion. That's only on Tuesdays. It's only on Taco Tuesdays. Meanwhile, Trump is being suspiciously vague about his stance on an upcoming ballot measure in Florida that would grant the right to an abortion up until 24 weeks of pregnancy. Currently, abortions are illegal after 6 weeks of pregnancy in Florida. Earlier this week, Trump indicated he would not support the measure in an interview, saying, quote, I'm going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. But shortly after that, he said that a campaign advisor gave the following clarification. Trump has not yet said how he will vote on the ballot initiative in Florida. He simply reiterated he believes 6 weeks is too short. Seems shady, surprising to nobody.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. So these Republicans crack me up. So I was at the DNC. I saw the food trucks. There was a taco truck there. I did not notice the abortions that were happening. Like, do they really mean that? Do people really believe like, oh yeah, it's not the DNC? They're like, oh, here tacos, everybody, and no abortions, anybody need an abortion? Like, okay, so I say that not only because she mentioned it, but also because she then said, well, I'm sure unlike Kamala Harris, Donald Trump is going to articulate how he's going to get this done. No, he's not. What are you talking? You guys are the ones talking about tacos and abortions outside the DNC. You're not going to articulate anything. She said, the Democrats are running on energy and vibes. I'm sorry, emotions and vibes. Well, you guys are running on emotions and vibes. They're bad, we're good, we're the real America. Okay, they constantly complain about Kamala Harris doesn't have enough policies. I criticize Kamala Harris plenty, including vehemently earlier this show. But she laid out a bunch of policies, on housing, on food. In fact, they're all over television complaining about all of our policies. And then they make it seem like Donald Trump has a world of policies that he's laid out with, immaculate detail. Where are they? What are you talking about? The policies are, I closed the border. He doesn't even explain how he'd close the border. In fact, he had a bill that he liked and all the Republicans liked that was basically his bill, and he killed it. So if you don't like that bill now, which bill do you favor? What are your policies? And then you get to the one thing he's clearly outlined is the one that he's definitely going to do. He's going to cut corporate taxes down to 15%. On that one, he was specific. Everything else is just word salad nonsense. So finally, back to this abortion issue, he's spiraling, man, again. So he's like, I'm not going to vote for I'm for more than 6 weeks. So he seemed to be indicating yesterday, as we covered, that he's going to vote for the Florida ballot measure that says 24 weeks. Because the current law in Florida is 6 weeks. This ballot measure would change it. So it sounded like he was in favor of change. Now today they come out with the statement, panic, backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. And they're partly doing it on purpose for two reasons. One, just Trump is throwing everything against the wall and go, if you want to believe that he's pro-life, you'll go, oh, what do you mean? He overturned Roe v. Wade and his spokesperson denied that, that's fake news. And of course he's gonna end all abortions, right? And if you want him to be pro-choice, you'll say, what do you mean? He said he's gonna vote for the Florida ballot measure and he's supporting IVF, etc. So no, that whole nonsense about, that he's on the pro-choice or the pro-life side, he's not on anyone's side but Donald Trump's. In terms of paying for the IVF, he's not gonna pay for the IVF. The second thing he realizes, I can make up any policy I like. And to be fair, all the politicians do this. And then I'm never gonna be held accountable. I'm not gonna do any of these things. He's not gonna make IVF free. What the hell does that even, he's got no plan for it, never laid out the budget for it.
Why is nobody mad about that giveaway? All of a sudden the Republicans want to give away billions of dollars to people and it's no issue.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you guys are Marxist. Oh, Marxist. You got Obama phones and Trump IVFs. Okay, Waz, last word.
I honestly think this is what separates Trump from pretty much every other Republican of my lifetime, is the sort of cult of personality where on a dime, all right, we're the party that wants to cut Social Security and cut Medicare all the time. That's a loser. We don't do that anymore. We're the party that has to prop up the freaking Bush family. No, we don't. George Bush didn't keep us safe. Jeb, you're low energy. Get the hell out of here. We don't do that anymore. And he sees that abortion is a loser, a huge one, a major one, and he's completely going about face, and he's throwing all of these pro-life people under the bus, and I think quite correctly making the bet listen, folks, you have nowhere to go. What are you gonna do? Vote for Democrats? Absolutely not. I have an election to win, and so I'm just gonna turn on a dime on this stuff, because I realize we're getting killed.
It would be amazing if he turned the Republican Party into a anti-war pro-choice party.
Listen, the pro-life national abortion ban is deeply unpopular with both Republicans and Democrats, and the only people who have any respect or who don't have any respect or understanding for that are those pro-life crazies.
I'm calling it now. He flips all these issues and then in 2028 challenges Kamala running as a Democrat. Back to his roots.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.